Happy New Year, everybody. It is I, Athena PP, the memequel, Athena P's biggest lover and hater. We got like a frenemy thing going on. I got the January jitters as usual, so I crunched some numbers. In 2024, I posted 37 videos. In 2025, I posted 28 videos, which doesn't make a lot of sense unless you look at how long each of the videos has gotten. I've said, oh, this is not going to be more than 40 minutes, and it ends up being like an hour and a half. So even though it's 9 videos less, in 2025 on the main channel, I posted 26 hours of content, whereas in 2024, I posted 29 hours of content, which is still more, but you'd think it would be a lot more given that it's 9 extra videos. I used to post shorter videos, now I don't. And with the second channel into consideration, I actually posted 44 videos in 2025. I just really wanted more second channel videos. Last year, 2025, was probably the biggest year for the second channel, other than the year I posted that fuck-ass short that has like 14 million views for some reason. Stupid. So with the second channel, I actually posted about 32 hours of content. So 2025 was the fastest year of my life, solely because I have never traveled more in my life, and I was staying at places for like less than 24 hours just to hit a Great Wolf Lodge, which we'll get to. We're not there yet. Let's get started with the ranking. My first video of 2025 on the main channel was the Tumblr video, and I still don't think it's a bad video. It just simply was not worth it. It completely broke my Tumblr experience because every post I show in that video, I reached out to the poster asking for consent to show it in my video. I'm not pulling like a sniper wolf. I actually want to react in an ethical way. But then my Tumblr accidentally marked me as spam. So now on my main Tumblr, what is my aesthetic? I don't show up in tags. All my messages I can't access. It's just completely broken. Like, the site is broken for me. I can't comment on things. It's terrible, which is why I created not one other account, but 2 other accounts, because on my second account that I don't even use anymore, that was also marked as spam. So now I have What is My Aesthetic and Athena P Wow is the one that I use a lot. So now when I'm tagged in things, I can only see it on Athena P Wow, but I reblog it there, but then I also reblog it on my first blog because that's where I have most of my followers. Tumblr followers. So that video, everything about that video was stupid. It is the only one super struggling views wise because it doesn't fit my niche. This should have been a second channel video from the start. This is the first video that I hired an editor for, so I made negative money on that video because I didn't have a sponsor. You don't hire an editor when you don't have a sponsor. I lost money and I lost the ability to use my Tumblr account. Great start. Great start. So that is just going in out of place. I'm not judging the quality of the video. The editor really popped off. There were a lot of really hilarious things that I cannot do even now that I switched to Final Cut. That Tumblr video, way more stress than it was worth. 0 payoff, truly. That is going at the bottom. Nothing will beat that. Second video was my strange science of Pokemon. I built a world. I love my Pokemon Snap. I love the toaster, my real life toaster. I built a character, Professor Christmas Tree, who is such a goofy guy. I don't know how I didn't foresee this truly, but a lot of Pokemon fans are the worst. I have been a fan of the anime since I was a little kid. Like, there are pictures of me when I was 5-6 years old, like with all of my plushies. I love Pokemon. So to have people in the comments be like, oh, you're such a fake fan, you don't actually love Pokemon like we do, because I don't really play the games. The Pokemon game I play the most is Pokemon Go. So people don't want to hear that, and it's so funny because I got a book that I kept referring to so that I wouldn't have to rely on a wiki because I thought using a wiki would look more lazy. So I was putting in more effort only to be told you should have used Bulbapedia. This is all wrong. And then half the things that people correct me on, they're just proving my point. Like Paradox Pokemon, no one fucking knows where they came from. And some people corrected me in really, really sweet, helpful ways. But damn, some of the nastiest comments I've ever received came from The Strange Science of Pokemon, and it was just really disappointing because I was so excited about it. I really loved that intro. I love the makeup. I love the character. Like, I was just having so much fun, and I got comments that were like, oh, I used to trust you for my lore information, and now I'll never trust you again. Hold my hand. Now let it go. It's Pokemon. Like, people who have hyper fixations and are really protective of what they love, don't watch videos about it. Just watch the source material. Like, if somebody messing up is going to send you into a downward spiral, don't watch anything about what you love. Also, not to mention that Pokemon sometimes messes up Pokemon lore. Can you even partake in what you love if the thing that you love so much is also getting the lore wrong? I don't know. I hate to be like, and it's not that deep, motherfucker, because a lot of things actually are deep and people use that to dismiss actual concerns. But in this case, it's actually really not that deep. It would be different if I actually used the word lore, because that has like a connotation for people. I wrote The Strange Science of Pokemon and I introduced myself as, I'm Professor Christmas Tree. I was kicked out of the academy. I said I was kicked out of the academy. What? I don't want to put it in, I don't know. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to put it in honestly underrated because people are rating it badly. And I don't think it fucking deserves that. Those were the angriest comments I've ever received. I love Pokemon so much. You have to trust me. The Junie B. Jones video belongs in underrated, like criminally so, but also in so good. Like that is my first favorite video of the year. The title is, oh, Junie B. Jones made me who I am. And it's so true. I just love how much I see younger Athena in those books. The collab with Lula Loopsy is a quiz called Athena P or Junie B, which is a much harder quiz than it actually should be. I had so much fun. Again, it was a lore light, and I said that I read like a big chunk of the books, but not all of them. And some people were mad that I didn't do all of them. And I feel like I set kind of an unfair precedent for myself if people are getting mad that I can't consume all media all the time. And people, even when I made a short about it, people were like, but Matt Pat does. I'm like, you think Matt Pat consumes all? He has a team. I don't have a team. It's very funny. I've really seen people's perception of me this year, and or last year rather, it's like not great. I'm gonna stop. First of all, stop Googling your own name. I don't need to know what everyone says about me all the time. Also, I read more comments than any other YouTuber my size does, and that has to stop. It really gets to me. You know what? And this video's been kind of negative so far, so I'm gonna flip it and reverse it right now. I'm done with talking about what I saw people saying about me. What do I think about the videos? Oh, and this video is what inspired me to dress up as Junie B for Comic-Con, which I was invited to, which was such a fun time. I love the Junie B video. I think if you haven't watched it, you should definitely check it out. I think it is so playful and fun. I love reading for the channel. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. I don't know if it's recency bias, but Big Time Rush is one of my favorite camper cringes I've ever made. I love using clips back from when very few people were watching my channel, because I've been posting since late 2017, and it took me 6 years until my first lore video, which is what made the channel take off. I love the Big Time Rush video. I love how I split it up into sections about each boy, and specifically the ships, because that is why I watched the show as a tween/teen. I was just obsessed with the shipping, and rewatching it, I see why. I love the toxicity of Logan and Camille. Like, they are just both terrible people. I think the title of that video is like, are any of them good? I have such a history with Big Time Rush that I also laid out in that video. Then a little breakdown of one of the episodes of the monkeys at the end got people very excited. And ever since I watched that video of the monkeys, I've seen their influence everywhere. Like, I truly want to make that video about the monkeys. That's going at the very tippy top of so good. That might be my favorite camper cringe ever. I think I ate with that one. Ranking divorced couples is one of the videos that did the best views-wise of the year, and for the life of me, I could not tell you why. I mean, it's a great title. I'm surprised more people aren't ranking messy breakups and stuff. I feel like it's very relatable to people. I saw either a Blue Sky or a Twitter post that was like, oh, this popped up on my recommended right after my parents told me they were getting a divorce. Devastating. I'm sorry. First of all, I am very sorry. If it makes you feel any better, I'm not the biggest fan of this video. It's pretty good. I really like the breakdown specifically of Doofenshmirtz and Charlene, just because we really don't see their relationship at all, and narratively that's really interesting. I recently rewatched this video, and I don't know, I feel like if it just got normal views, I would talk about it higher, but it just boggles my mind. I'm like, this is nowhere near the best first impression of me people can have. Especially with, I had to like yank a sponsor out of that video. Very stressful. That's why I had that little aside about my cats that I kept in, which I thought was funny. It's a fine video. I'm gonna put it in I don't know. Like, I'm not crazy about it. I think that almost every single other video I posted this year was better than that one. Damn. The Doc McStuffins lore is so good. I had such an amazing time with that one. There's just something about Disney shows that go off the rails and do way more than they need to, because what do you mean she teleports to the toy world and this gift was passed down from her grandma, but it skips a generation, so the dad, who's the son of the grandma, knows fucking nothing about the toy powers? Dude, I was shocked. Like, I don't remember being that level of shocked since Elena popped out of Sophia's amulet. Like, that really got me. And it was even more out of place for this show, because it used to be episodic, and then they threw every goddamn thing at the wall. Toy hospital. Then they were also a vet. And then they were also... It was so funny. I love making lore videos. Like, I truly found a niche that works for me because it never gets old. I was losing my mind. I feel like the jokes were really good. They're jumping on each other. They're super clingy. They don't want to be apart, but Ben accepts that he has to be at the hospital overnight. Anna says she'll be thinking about him all night. It's quite literally the most romantic tension I've ever seen in my life, before I'm hit with this. Holy shit, they're siblings. Okay, this is going even ahead of Big Time Rush, because, I mean, breaking down shows that no one else is brave enough to is truly the heart of Athena P. Hope in Hopelessness Together, where I compare The Amazing Digital Circus and Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. I cooked with that title, Hope in Hopelessness Together. 3 episodes of The Amazing Digital Circus has dropped since I posted that video, and that name has only gotten more accurate since they dropped more, but I have such bittersweet feelings about this video, because last year, 2025, was the year of The Amazing Digital Circus. They have posted more episodes of that show in 2025 than they ever have since the show premiered in 2023. I think I should have waited till The Amazing Digital Circus wrapped up to make this comparison. I stand by almost everything I said. I like the thorn growing out of me. That kind of talks about how sponsors are double-edged swords, and I didn't make it like a woe is me thing, like world's smallest violin. Like, I'm grateful that I can get funded in this way. It's just, I never really want to rely on viewer funding, because I always want to make these videos free. Like, I'm not shitting on people that have a Patreon to have exclusive content, but I never want to keep things from people that can't give however much in a month. Again, I think that's just, I just want to share everything with you guys. So sponsors help me do that, because it helps me make more videos by, you know, not having me get another job out there. The thorn thing, that was fun, and it really shocked a lot of people. Like, I liked having that B plot. It was a little artsy-fartsy of me. I feel like I really whipped out the BFA for that one. Everything I said about Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, I'm glad that show I talked about in its entirety. I got so many comments that are like, oh, this is what got me into Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, or oh, this is what got me into The Amazing Digital Circus, or even both shows. That made me really happy. I also got a handful of comments that were like, oh, I only skipped to the Amazing Digital Circus parts. Because what I didn't realize is that Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared scares a lot of people. which makes sense. And I feel like the demographic of Amazing Digital Circus, for whatever reason, is a lot younger because they don't go all out with like the body horror and shit. I fucking really love the makeup. This whole video is just pat on the back, pat. But this one's still going in, I don't know, just because I feel like it would have been stronger if I waited. I just got a little too eager. Especially Kane's office, that's so similar to like the Leslie office, and I pointed that out in a short, but like that video feels older than it is because of how much content has come out since then. Anyway, Scar backstories. I feel silly for talking about Mufasa as positively as I did, but I'm easily amused and I own that. You know, I feel like I'm able to see the glass full for most media, especially human-made media in these days, okay? I can find something to appreciate about a fucking non-recreation news story, even if it doesn't make any sense and even if it's like really silly. I'll make you go bye bye. Bro, shut the fuck up. Scar backstories is going in. I would put it below So Good if not for the Scar song. I really tickled myself. I got this injury when I was but a child. Funny. When I was 5, my brother went buck wild. I'll just show you the end of the song. Isn't it your left eye? Shut up! Shut the fuck up! Shut up! I'm leaving! So Rafiki, how do you actually get his scar? He slipped on a banana peel. My sides hurt from laughing so hard. If I didn't think I was funny, I wouldn't be making videos, guys. Come on now. Yeah, that's going in so good, but at the very end, that song elevated it. Sophia the First discourse in defense of Ruby and Jade. People are still arguing with me about this, and I'm still right. I love this video. I love that I presented arguments. I feel like I got into like cartoon discourse, which is so funny, and it's especially funny coming from me that beeps with Violet from Word Girl. I think she's a much worse friend. I could still make a full video about that. The Scar video and this video started the Re-Explore series, which is so near and dear to my heart because a lot of these early lore videos, I don't go as in-depth as I do now. And I thought I was going to make this one giant video that was like everything I missed in my lore videos. And that's just so unrealistic and it covers so much ground. So I love that I could return to topics and really delve into them. Like I could stay true to my mission to overanalyze the silliest of things. I love the Re-Explore series. I want to do so many more Re-Explore videos this year. It's not even necessarily forming theories, it's just following one storyline or one character or comparing characters, or there's just so many different angles you can take. And especially because I already watched the entirety of a series, like I know what to look for. And I also like that I love lore videos, I really do, but I don't focus on every side character, so this is such a great opportunity to give these ideas and jokes their own place to live. I love the Re-Explore series. I hope you guys are enjoying them just as much as I am. I think you are. They seem to be going well, and the comments are very supportive, and I appreciate you guys so much. That's going in so good, but I think under Doc McStuffins. I mean, it didn't go as off the rails, but it was pretty close. Oh, and I love the earrings I made for it. Oh my gosh. Kid versus random adult. Such a fun look at such a specific trope. I really want to take a look at hyper-specific tropes that are overlooked. Also, love the half and half makeup. It was definitely a chiller video. I don't know, I think my commentary popped off because it really shows people the power of suspending disbelief. In real life, it's so much more concerning, but it's so compelling in fiction, like I said in the intro. Adore that video. It gave me a fun chance to look at the Katie and Mr. Bitters dynamic, which I didn't get to explore as much in my Big Time Rush Camper Cringe. I'm gonna put this at the top of honestly underrated. Yeah, what else is there to say? Banger. Sorry. I don't know if it's off-putting for people to see how much I love what I do, but I don't think it should be. Rough Ruffman lore might be the second best video of the year. I love the way I formatted that because people were so confused why I wasn't talking about Blossom until you know, halfway through or more than halfway through the video, but I had to go season by season and address the competition first because it's a competition show, but then there's so much going on behind the scenes, like this dog's family drama, and I'm glad I separated the two. I feel like it would be too scattered if I tried to address both at the same time, and at that point, I feel like just watch the show. I always try to tell the story in a way that's easier to digest, especially in a YouTube video format, and also in a way where I could give my commentary seamlessly, so I'm not just regurgitating plot, and I feel like I killed it with that one. I love the Rough Ruffman video. I feel like the cutaways were really good. I love that I got involved in the Discord, which they pointed me in so many wonderful directions. Thank you so much to the Discord. I got to explore the defunct website that had his in-character, the blog. I dressed up as Rough Ruffman for Comic-Con, and Jim Conroy, we were messaging a bit because he loved the cosplay and he's just really, really cool. Yeah, I mean, wonderful video. Had such a blast. Got the help of an amazing editor. I could not have done that intro sequence myself. And here comes your YouTuber now. Yeah, I mean, ooh my gosh, he did such a good job with that. PBS stays on top. In terms of kids' educational programming, there is no network better. Word Girl and the Little Brother That Shouldn't would go in so good if it wasn't so damn underrated. Especially, like, I thought me revisiting Word Girl, where it all started, one of my very few videos that got to 1 million, I thought that would have more commotion. And I was very surprised. I was like, huh? I love the title and the Little Brother That Shouldn't. I was really ripping into the way the writers of the show wrote TJ. I love the callbacks to the original, me holding up the picture. I did a really fun side-by-side of that on my Instagram. It was so nostalgic for me in so many different ways, and I love Word Girl. I'll take any excuse to rewatch Word Girl. I think some people who really like TJ as a character thought I was gonna dunk on him more. I just thought the crush on his sister's alter ego was weird, and then I had some comments that were like, to be fair, she's adopted. That's weird. Don't do that. That's going at the top of honestly underrated. I want to move that to so good, but I'm shocked. What is that at right now, actually? Let me just double check the views. Okay, it's about to hit 200K. It's at 199K right now. But I thought that would be one of those bangers that's like 400K. The algorithm has really surprised me this year. And I know it sounds like such a big excuse to blame it on the algorithm, but every single YouTuber I've talked to has said there's a shift in the air. We'll get more into it later. Savum's Lore is also going in underrated. I just think it's such a trippy show. I knew it was gonna underperform views-wise just because it's a less popular show. I feel like it's so hard to get people to click on things that they're not acquainted with at all, but it's so early 2000s CGI, which I believe I put in the title. It is the blueprint for Octonauts. People don't like when I say that, but it is. They have like the different transportations on the land, in the air, on the sea. I had so much fun watching that show. It felt like I was tripping balls the entire time. That's going right underneath the Word Girl and the Little Brother That Shouldn't, because at the very least I expected it with that one. I did not expect the underperforming of the Word Girl one. That hurty. Speaking of, my hubris was my downfall this year. So a make good for a sponsor is when, I'm not sure if I should disclose this. I'm going to. A make good for a sponsor is if you don't get to an agreed upon views in a month, you owe them like a free second sponsor. So, I mean, you're still getting paid the amount that you agreed upon, but if you reach that certain amount of views, that amount would only be for one sponsor, and now all of a sudden they're paying that same amount but for two. And it's such a shitty feeling when it happens, when you don't meet the views. And that's what happened with this next video. The next video was Tinkerbell, the part 2 of Tinkerbell, where I talked about that super fun romance book, that super fun steampunk dystopia, and the Never Girls, and the specials, and it was everything that everyone said I missed in the first video, and I thought there would be so much hype, because that first video really blew up, and so when I agreed to this make good that was like 150,000 views in a month, I was like, rookie numbers, watch this, and then I didn't get to it. I had a better idea of what videos would hit in 2024, and then 2025 completely threw a wrench in my stupid, hopeful face. I didn't know what was going on, especially because the next video, Cartoon Crash Outs, greatly surpassed it, and I was like, a ranking continuing to mog my lore videos? I'm insulted. And I love the ranking too, so I don't know why, like, I'm pitting my babies against each other, but I do have favorite babies. And the freaking Tinkerbell video is one of my favorite babies. It would literally be in between the Doc McStuffins and Ruff Ruffman if not for the genuine anxiety I feel thinking about, like, how in 2024 I covered similar topics and people were so excited to see my follow-up, and I just don't know where those people are. And I've been getting comments that are like, oh, like, I haven't seen you in a while. Like, I thought I lost you. Why isn't the algorithm? What's going on? My videos in 2025 are better than any other videos I made any of the years prior. I really stand by that. I think 2025 was like the most effort, the funniest, the funnest, and my bottom line definitely raised. I feel like now I know what to expect. For the videos that don't hit, they'll at least hit this amount. But 2024, I had way more videos hit like 600,000, 800,000. This year, my highest was like 400,000 something, and it's not ideal. The other thing was, and I was just laughing about this because I was cringing so hard, I'm represented by a manager, and at the start of every year, we say, like, what are your goals? And I remember this time, last year in 2025, I was like, well, obviously I'm gonna get to 300k subscribers. Bitch, set your ass down and show. What's that subscriber number say? That's me pulling down my glasses that aren't here. Who? Don't count those chickens before they hatch. You can do your best work, put your best foot forward work really, really hard, and it's like, at the end of the day, it's still a little bit of game of luck. This year really made me realize how much can change that you're not in control of, and that's why every YouTuber that I've ever met, even ones with like 10 times more subscribers than I have, more than 10 times the subscribers I have, all of them are scared. All of them are scared that one day just everyone's going to forget about them and the algorithm is going to drop them and the dream will be dead. On that note, it's going even ahead of my Word Girl video and honestly underrated because that shook me to my core and it still shakes me to my core and I'm scared and I'm shitting. That's not even to say 2025 went badly. It didn't. I'm so grateful for how many of you found me this year. I don't want to sound like this year went badly. It just went differently than I expected. And that's why I'm going into 2026 with literally no expectations. I didn't like that I disappointed myself. Not from what I did, but from what I expected. And also, I'm not owed anything. I'm gonna throw that out there too. I'm really passionate about what I do. I mean, every time I rank these videos, the top tier is by far the longest because I just love it. I have so much fun. I love doing this. I'm so happy I get to do this. It's just a matter of, please, can I continue to do this forever and ever? Thank you. I want to be like a little 90-year-old on YouTube. Ranking Cartoon Crash Outs is going in I don't know, solely because, I don't know, dude, I loved revisiting Fluttershy's You're Going to Love Me. It's not like it's bad. Musical episodes of non-musical shows is one of my favorite makeups, and it was performing so well until it got limited ads. When something gets limited ads, YouTube pushes it less because they want to make money off commercials, and now all of a sudden you're getting less commercials because you show a sex toy in your sex toy ad. So now if I get sponsors from sex toy ads, we're going to try to negotiate that I don't have to hold it right next to my face and go, this goes in there! Sorry. I am sorry. That's the other thing. Okay, also the other thing about the niche that I have and taking sex toy ads is it goes in videos like ranking musical episodes. It goes in Girl Code, Guy Code, which is a more adult show. One of the brands that I worked with specifically really wanted me to put a sex toy ad in my Great Wolf Lodge video. That's so distasteful to put it in a family resort. Like, a place, no! So that's why I have to be, like, very intentional with where I put those specific sponsors, because, yeah, I'm not gonna fucking put a toy ad in a video about Little Einsteins or Tiny Chef. It'll only ever go in a camp or cringe or a ranking video. And they don't like that. They want the lore views. You're not getting them, buddy. Plus, if it didn't get limited ads, that ranking things of the musical, whatever the fuck, would have gotten the stupid views that the fucking Crash Outs and Divorced got. So I'm just gonna say it. The trajectory looked like it was about to hit it, and it went whoop, and then got limited ads and just went boop, and it completely plateaued, which sucks. I really liked it. I really like that I added the aspect at the end of how the audios did on TikTok. I thought it was so fun and so silly. It's gonna go in underrated because of the fuck-ass limited ads. Fuck-ass when describing limited ads because of a sex toy ad is actually really funny and topical. It's gonna go above Save-ums. I wish I could blur it. That would make it look worse. YouTube's terms of service continue to confuse me. I click not for kids, but then that doesn't mean it's age restricted. And the video itself didn't get age restricted, which is wild, because you know enough about that sponsor to limit the ads, but not enough to age restrict it. And I would age restrict it myself, but they don't push age-restricted videos to anybody. Like, if I could guarantee that they would push them to the adults that I want to watch my videos, I would age-restrict all of my videos. The system that they've built is silly and stupid. Little Einstein's lore was such a blast. The people that were, I was gonna say suggesting, I almost said demanding, and I think demanding actually is a little bit more accurate. The people demanding Little Einstein's lore were going about it in a way that was stressful, but by the time I did it, I mean, it was great. For whatever reason, I associated this show with the Backyardigans in that I just assumed it was supposed to be really clearly their imagination land. But then you got the origin of Rocket. I think I specifically popped off with my They're Angels theory, and then looking specifically at how the art changed from the actual piece to the piece that they showed in the episode. For that, the Angels thing alone, I want to put it in front of Doc McStuffins, but I can't. I literally can't, because that storyline going all over the place shook me to my core. I love the Little Einsteins one, though. Honestly, if I could tie things, I think that Doc McStuffins and Little Einstein lore would be tied, but for now, I'm just gonna put Little Einsteins right below Doc McStuffins. I also think it's especially impressive that I got a lore video out before the video. You know what's coming. I'm not sure if I mentioned this enough, but I actually went to every single Great Wolf Lodge in the last remaining standalone Magic Quest. Let's talk about that. That was the best video I ever made, and some people want me to pretend it isn't, and that's not an insult to the other videos. This one's simply... Let me use words. I can't keep doing that. It was such a journey in a way that's so unique to it and it alone, because, you know, the title suggests it would be similar to the Rainforest Cafe video or the Margaritaville video that Eddie Burback and Ted Nivison made, but that's more of a buddy road trip comedy where, you know, they're feeling like the despair, they feel like they're stuck in a purgatory. But Great Wolf Lodge, delightfully for me, is so varied because the history of this place is all over the place. The journey that I went on specifically focusing on the Magic Quest game, which is the wizard game that you run around with a wand. There's so many different types of that game. There's so much that was taken out of the game. One of my favorite sections was when I was dressed as Lady in the Leaves and I covered all the defunct attractions. I got to see the animatronic shows, many of which are already taken out. The pinned comment of the Great Wolf Lodge video is not only the part 2 where I obtained this animatronic right here, and the playlist in which I talk about it a lot more. I'm literally going to get on a live soon on my main channel and rank some of the commercials. It'll never die. It's such a strong hyperfixation. I want to talk about every aspect of it. There's another second channel video that's going to be coming out of me talking about the Scoop Spa that should have been in the defunct attraction section. But what's so hard about tracking the history of Great Wolf Lodge is they pretty much exclusively advertise the water park when they had so much more going on for the franchise, but now they're just downgrading and downgrading. There's this trend with a lot of companies nowadays where they will see how little they can offer for the same price, if not more. So you're paying top dollar. Great Wolf Lodge is not fucking cheap. You're paying top dollar and you're getting less than you would have gotten back in the early 2000s 2000s. And people will say, oh, the design is outdated, blah, blah, blah. I saw firsthand, I went to every single location, and those locations that were the more outdated ones with the legacy game that I grew up with, kids were just as excited to play, if not more. So, I mean, if you actually want to do some field research, I did it for you for free. I did the research for you for free. I gave you the advertising for free. I had so many comments that were like, wow, I literally never wanted to go with Great Wolf Lodge. And even in a video that had so many critiques about the company, I did not hold my tongue when I thought the food was shit. I did not hold my tongue when that hot tub in the Ohio room was disgusting. It truly was not supposed to read as a commercial, but they do such a bad job showing what they have available that people were like, wow, I just thought it was a wolf-themed water park, and now I know that there's this really fun wizard game there. I'm booking a room, and I'm staying there for the first time in my life. You're welcome, Great Wolf Lodge. Maybe take my advice, man. It's so funny. Me and my mom have been just ranting and raving about Great Wolf Lodge ever since I made the video. And she's like, how much money do you think you could offer them for you to own the Magic Quest game? I'm like, Mom, don't even entertain this, because that would be a dream come true. She's like, you could do so many things with the Magic Quest game that they are absolutely overlooking. I'm like, you're preaching to the choir. My mom loved hearing me talk about it. All of it was sitting in my head for so long because I've never put this much research into any video ever, because there's just so much to cover. There's still so much I missed. That's why I'm having so many follow-ups and making a damn playlist. I'm finding out about retrofits of animatronics. It's just been like the most fun. It took me to the funnest places. I could talk about it forever. It will forever be underrated. I might be able to shut up about it. I might be able to if it ever gets to a milli. My only regret is that I posted this right after the AI age verification thing, which I just think is the most disgusting thing, one of the most disgusting things that YouTube has ever done. And there's a part of me that I'm a very anxious person. A lot of the online world and analytics and stuff is really bad for my brain. And there's this part of me that I just cannot shut up. And on repeat in my head, it's like, if you posted this any sooner, you think it would have done better views-wise? If you posted this any sooner before the AI age verification thing? Because that was like the second algorithm shift I saw. It's like, you think it could have done better? You think it could have done better? You think you screwed yourself over with just when you posted it? I can't think about it. Great Wolf Lodge video is going in a tier all of its own because it's just, she's that bitch. She's that girl. People were very shocked and like insulted that I continue to talk about it. You guys should be happy when people are proud of their work. If there was a YouTuber that I followed that they're super proud of something, but I had zero interest in it, maybe I'd eventually give it a chance. At the very least, I would just keep any thoughts about how it doesn't appeal to me to myself. Because there was like, oh my God, sorry I'm getting into the comments again. 2026, I'm reading comments less. There was one person that was like, can you shut up about this? And that's why my playlist name is She Won't Shut Up About Great Wolf Lodge. Like, how mean? And they're like, I'm just giving you advice. People will come out of the woodwork to say the most aggressive shit, and then when you meet them with their energy that they came at you with first, they'll be like, oh my God, you called me entitled? Oh my God, you called me rude and mean? Those are just facts, honey. Just like I can't shut up about Great Wolf Lodge. That's also a fact. Fuck you. Sorry. There are some annoying ass bitches. And then they're like, I'm gonna unsubscribe. Don't threaten me with a good time. I like to call the next video after Great Wolf Lodge the start of Athena P Season 2. So the premiere of Athena P Season 2 was the Girl Code Guy Code video, which was a very unique camper cringe because it was an advice show. This was another video that got limited ads because of the toy ad. And it was on track to do really well, and then it plateaued exactly like how the musical episodes of non-musical shows one did. So I gotta put it in underrated. It really should go in so good. It's a really strong camper cringe. I really like the advice section I did with my husband. The return of my drag persona. The little like stubbly makeup beard and just the aggressive, is it machismo? What's it called? What? Huh? I just love being a drag king and kind of parodying that energy that's very off-putting to make jokes about it. I think it's really fun. My next video, the toxic masculinity, SpongeBob is against SpongeBob masculine. What am I saying? The first title of this was Rage Bait and Hope Core at the same time, because that was my original thesis statement. That title is a bit more consistent, but the other title is doing better, even though I feel like when people click on it, they're like, I mean, yeah, a section of it has to do with the SpongeBob against toxic masculinity thing, but that's not what the whole video is about. The whole video is narratively all over the place. It's the most stream of consciousness video I've done in a while, because it all started with that Gary Come Home episode, which was so creepy that I wanted to explore, why did little Athena love SpongeBob as much as she did? Because it was and has been my favorite show for a while, and personality-wise, with how, like, hypersensitive I am, like, I literally cry at the smallest things. My first big cry of 2026 already happened because my cat batted me in the face, and it didn't even hurt. It just really hurt my feelings. I cried about that, like bawling, crying for a solid, like, 30 minutes. That's who I am as a person, you know, take it or leave it. But SpongeBob, I wanted to explore the strengths and what appeals to me specifically. So I covered episodes that rage baited me, like the Gary one, and also the one where the Best Day Ever song popped up. And then it kind of just kept spiraling. We talked about Flats the bully. We talked about, like, all these episodes where SpongeBob was bullied, but he stays on top because of his can-do, sweet, optimistic attitude. And then we completely devolve into Squid Bob propaganda. That shit was funny and true. And I'm just the bringer of truth, and I showed a lot of people the light with that video. And for that alone, I just think it's at a level all of its own, especially with the makeup. These cardboard, it's iconic. I loved making that. It was so much fun. It's so cute. I loved having my little faces behind me. Yeah, it's going so good. Actually, I just saw the Tinkerbell one in Honestly Underrated, which makes me so sad. But, like, here's the thing. Going into Athena P'S Season 2, I had a completely different outlook. I was like, oh, the Great Wolf Lodge thing didn't get to 1 million. I'm never going to have expectations about anything again, and I didn't, and I've since really been enjoying everything a lot more than I did. This is less about the quality of the video and more so my reflection and where I was at and where I'm still at looking back on it. Yeah, it's going ahead of the Little Einsteins video. The Tinkerbell one is better than the SpongeBob one. This ranking isn't based on the video itself, it's my mental illness. That being said, the Tiny Chef one has to go in underrated. It's still sitting at a little under 100k views, and it's all worth it because the Tiny Chef himself commented on that video, and I gasp / screamed. My mom was like, who commented? Oh my god, like a big celebrity. I'm like, Tiny Chef! And she's like, who? I'm like, this is why it's sitting at under 100 views. Your homework for today? Watch that video, Mom. That's even your real name. I love the Tiny Chef. It's a lore light. I didn't get to watch every single episode, but I really loved exploring the social media journey. He is influencer to TV star pipeline. I love stop motion. I loved learning about the crew, all the work and passion they put into it. I have so much respect for Tiny Chef. Snaps for Tiny Chef. I love him. He's so cute. I gotta find a name for this mini series. It's lore light, but it's also something more specific than that, because I did the Booba Teletubbies back in 2024, and this year I did Bob the Builder versus Handy Manny, where I compare two shows with a similar vibe. In 2026, I'll let you in on my plans. In February, I plan on doing a Little Bear versus Franklin. So it shows with similar vibes. I just don't know what to call it. Twins? I don't know. Like, I gotta think of like a catchy, snappy name, like a Camper Cringe type of name, but for when I compare two shows. Bob the Builder and Handy Manny, I loved re-exploring like how similar the romances were, how they were clearly, both Wendy and Bob and Kelly and Manny like clearly had feelings for each other, but they were just dancing around it for some reason. It really opened my eyes to like the American dub, how much they changed. Muck being the trans queen she is, we love to see it. I was exhausted filming this because I was filming it into the day of the first day of Comic-Con. So then I have my vlog here on the second channel where I was pressing nails Nailed by Emma Clark. I'm so glad I still have these nails. I want to like turn them into like a necklace or something. Art. It's going somewhere in So Good. I'll show you where it is. I'll circle it. It's too hard. They're all so good. Pat, pat, pat. Another Sophia the First re-explore. This time we're talking about Bailiwick and comparing him to Cedric. Unwavering loyalty versus revenge. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it's so hard to rank this one, specifically against the Ruby and Jade video. They go so hand in hand. The anti-capitalist message of Sophia the First, fingers crossed, I really hope they continue it in the reboot / spinoff. I don't know if it's considered a spinoff or reboot, but in this day and age, yeah. Let the kiddos know that the system is flawed. Please! I can't imagine that they're gonna go as hard as they did in, 2010s because of how the world is right now, but I have hope. I will cover that new Sophia the First series, Trust and Believe. This one's gonna go ahead of Ruby and Jade. I think it's a bit of recency bias, but I love the flowers that I painted on my face, and I loved talking about Bailiwick. It was so funny because I did want to mention something about shipping them, but then I was like, is there a big age gap? I'm gonna stay on the safer side and not say anything. And then the comments were full of like, Athena, how do you not see the yaoi Athena? I'm like, I see 8. Fuck. The one time I don't say anything. Other than posting my Halloween ranking on Halloween night, everything else I did around it was really smart because I didn't specifically theme it to Halloween specials. I did scenes that scared you when we were kids, I really like that theme. I thought that was creative because it doesn't immediately not become relevant after Halloween. It has more rewatch value. I feel like when you make something too seasonal, the views drop off quicker, and you'll see that with my last video of the year, but I love this one. I love that we got a really good mix of genuinely creepy and then just out of place. I really like this ranking. This might be tied with the Christmas one just because I love Christmas so much. My favorite ranking I've ever done. Yeah, I do. I think it's that good. It's going right below the Junie B. Jones, which is high for a ranking. I mean, yeah, that's my highest ranking on this tier list. My review of YOLO Crystal Fantasy was along the lines of that Exploding Kittens review, but this one did better because I kind of had my finger on the pulse of trending topics. And with the rise of Dolly Dimply, people have really noticed like Smiling Friends' lack of lady characters, and I love Smiling Friends, but I also love being a lady. So I watched YOLO Crystal Fantasy, and it's really interesting because people saw this review as a very negative thing when I really did enjoy the show, especially season 1 and 2. And I feel like because I share so many positive opinions, I feel like when I do share negative opinions, they hit harder, and people who are like super fans of whatever I'm talking about feel very insulted. And it is fascinating to me because this was a very positive video. I feel like I really liked it. I really didn't like the early YouTube videos, which I knew people were going to be annoyed at me for, but I can't help how I feel. That's my opinion! I like this video. I want to put it in So Good but at the bottom because I took my one true not at all related to work vacation right after I posted this, and then they tried to copyright me for 2 seconds of a song where I went, "Where them girls at?" That's it. I lip synced. I distorted the audio to hell and back just to like dance to it. If it was revenue sharing, I would have just cut my losses and been like, whatever, I got a sponsor for that video. But they wanted to take my entire revenue off a long ass video because I played 2 seconds of their song. Bitch, now it's muted and it might not make sense in the video. I mean, if I had the option to edit out the copyrighted material from my Trolls video, I would have done that forever ago. But they copyright claimed the whole damn thing. Luckily, they really did keep those timestamps tight to exactly where the audio started, exactly where it finished. So I just muted that shit. Fuck you, you're not getting my money. Yeah, it's going at the bottom of So Good It would be higher. It would probably be at least ahead of the Scar video, if not for that annoying moment. I wish that joke was still in. I have a pinned comment of a short showing exactly what that joke was supposed to look like, because yeah, you can demonetize a short for me. Have fun with the 3 cents, you giant asshole. I'm glad I didn't let that slide. I know it kind of affects the quality of the first 2 seconds. Like, it's not ideal for me. I don't feel great about it, but you gotta put your foot down eventually. These giant companies, these multi-billion-dollar companies are absolute leeches in every sense of the word, and their greed knows no bounds. I will match their energy, and I will, when I can, make sure they don't get a fucking penny off me. The Naked Brothers band Camper Cringe is one of my favorites. The jokes are so strong. When I did those 2 songs specifically with that J14 ass photo shoot, me and Ben were taking those pictures and we were just laughing so much. Like, I was throwing a tomato at my husband and he was like trying to take the picture of me and catch it at the same time. Oh my god, it was so much fun. And the show was a mess. There was a lot of like dark subject material in this video as well. There were so many parts that were funny, and just so many disheartening parts as well. It's an emotional roller coaster. The sponsor, I do realize, is controversial. I weigh the pros and cons, and it's like, you don't like a free app, you delete it. People will label it as a scam. It's like, the worst thing that could happen is you make like $2 playing phone games. Or if you think that you don't want to waste that much time to make that little, then you delete the free app. They're not taking anything from you. Like, there's a whole thread about me on the YouTube drama Reddit. I almost want to see the hubbubaloo. If it goes against what you believe in, like, put off that video. In a year, I'll cut out that sponsor and then you can watch it. How's that? Because most of these contracts are only for a year, so I'll pluck it out after that. People will be mad at me over this. The Naked Brothers band video is good, and it deserved a sponsor so I can make money off of it. Love you. I don't know if any of this is making it in the video. I get so many emails that are from like AI sponsorships. I'm like, that's against my values. Sheriff Callie, that prairie dog trio theory. This is another one that I think is tied with Doc McStuffins. The thing is, a lot of the humor and jokes from Doc McStuffins comes from the actual wild storylines, as I keep saying. This one, they answer a lot less questions. They just show us these crazy things like an evil and intimidating horse hypnotizing people with the power of music. That's gotta go ahead of Doc McStuffins just because they left so much unsaid. The theories that I did about the prairie dog trio and about the way music and food weather works, you know what? It's recency bias again. It's totally recency bias again. Plus the fun makeup. The makeup ate. I had so many comments saying it was their favorite makeup look of the year. I love that so much. I really appreciate you guys. See, this is why I don't want to stop reading comments, because a lot of you are really awesome. And that's not just to say that like the only comments I like are compliments. There have been so many people that correct me and they're just not an ass about it, and I find that so interesting. And then there are some people that leave stories about their own lives, like how they got into whatever show that I was talking about, childhood memories. I love comments. There's so many amazing comments. That's why I don't want the assholes to ruin it for me. But as you could see, this ranking video had a much different vibe than last year, so I think I just gotta hold myself back. The Sheriff Callie, it's recency bias. It's fully recency bias, but it is going ahead of Rough Ruffman. I don't think that's really true, but I love it. I love it. It was take a shot every time I say it's so fun. Don't! That's dangerous. We are reaching the final video of the main channel, and surprise, surprise, after this, if you see the runtime, it's still going, whoa, you must be talking about that last video a lot, huh? No, I'm also ranking the second channel videos. I'm sorry, I can't stop talking! I would put the Santa babies in honestly underrated because it completely plateaued, but that's my own fault because I didn't give it enough time to grow before Christmas. I posted it Christmas Eve, so that's my own fault. I need to plan these seasonal videos like way more in advance, but I also just watch way more than I expect to. I had to hold myself back by not doing that thick ass. It's right here actually. I'm totally covering this next year, but I gotta start reading from like the summer. And the Santa Clauses, I really wanted to watch for the series, but I had to hold myself back because I needed to get it out before Christmas at the very least. I want to put it in honestly underrated, so that's where I'm gonna put it. I was gonna put it in so good because I expected it to underperform, but where it's at right now, it's still really underrated, and I really encourage you to watch it. You can get to hear how intense and passionate I am about my Christmas canon. Yeah, this one's gonna go above Tiny Chef, so that's how you know I really like it. But below my two re-explores, the Tinkerbell one and the Word Girl one, because those ones, as I said earlier, shook me to my core that they weren't at the caliber of the videos they were based off of. Blah, 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 blee, blee, blee. Let's move on to the second channel videos. Wow, how meta is this? The 2025 ranking video, ranking the 2024 ranking video. These tiers are definitely a lot more playful because it's lower stakes on the second channel. We're able to just chat and be unscripted. I'm gonna put this one in, ooh, I like. And you know what else I realized is 2025 was my first full year with this set. and in my house, and I'm so grateful for that too. Filming in my childhood home, like I love rewatching the videos, but at the same time, it was like very hectic. This year, I also forgot to reflect on this, not in the ranking video, the ranking 2024 videos, and not in the Tumblr videos, but in my strange Science of Pokemon video, I believe, is when I started using this microphone for the first time, and this really upped the quality. I got this specifically, I mean, for all of my videos, but specifically, I wanted the production value of the Great Wolf Lodge one to be on another level, so this was a huge investment, and I love it. This video where I'm like ranting about comments, girl, that was the theme of the year, sweaty. I'm gonna put it in girl Y. It could have been a short. It could have been a diary entry. There's no reason I had to post that. This was so funny. I learned this from the comments. The comments were like, oh my god, I clicked on this because I thought somebody was making the thumbnail of a drama video. Like, they clicked on it expecting somebody to be talking about me, and then it was just me being like, there was a mean Tumblr post about me. Stupid. That's going in girl Y. I forgot the part 2 of Snoots was in 2025. That's also going in ooh, I like. I would put it in 100k views, but the part 1 on the main channel didn't get to 100k views, so let's just take a breath together, girly. I love the Snoots. I feel like it's such a nostalgic part of my childhood, but it's too niche. On top of it, I'm not making a lore video. I'm making a watching blank drunk. I just love including my husband in my videos. We have such a fun time with watching blank drunk. I really hope there's another one coming this year. It just depends on, I don't want to slow Ben down on Shakorama videos, and I know he has to put that first this year because he really wants to get out a video a month, and I want to support him in any way possible, and if that means he can't be in a watching blank drunk video until he finds, you know, the rhythm of how his channel works, then it is what it is. I hope we can. We'll see. It'll be back at some point. It just is a matter of when. We did watching blank drunk back in the day, watching these trippy PSAs, like anti-drug PSAs, and they're called scare films, and we just got volume 2, which is all about training videos, so that'll probably be our next watching blank drunk, and then we'll probably do even more Snoots. We gotta get through the whole Snoots series. It's gonna happen at some point, even if it takes us forever. 20 things I hate when YouTubers do. Classic rant. I love that I'm taking off the scar makeup, and then after that I started coloring in my tattoos. I didn't even have this one yet. Aww. Ooh, I like. If there was an underrated tier on this tier list, I'd put this next video in it. It's me doing Ben's makeup for his Shakorama video. I think the one thing I would change is maybe we have a more clear topic of discussion. Like, I would be doing the makeup still, but we could have a conversation that, I don't know, that has a more clickable title. The thing I would change is the packaging of the video, but I love the makeup that I did. I love making videos with Ben so much, and I feel like that one should do better, but I love it. Second channel video going in best should have 100k views. It is when Reddit helped me find a childhood game. I love that video. I love the gameplay portion with my family. I feel like I explained the journey really well. I loved recalling how I remembered the game and how different the actual game was from the very blurry childhood memories I had of it. I was really close to putting this on my main channel, but I think it's smart that I didn't. It's a board game. It's very niche, and I think this changed the trajectory of my second channel to where I am putting in way more effort into my second channel than I ever thought I would, in a good way. Like, it's making me so excited to explore outside of my niche and maybe even do more just general commentary. Best should have 100k views. I'm so proud of the direction the second channel has taken this year, and thank you so much for watching. This next one is also going in should have 100k views, and the gag is it's almost at 100k views. This one got to 70k views. It is the most views I ever got in a long form video on my second channel. It's when I discussed those biohazard bowls. I love that title too. Such a clickable title and such a specific trend on TikTok that I found the content gap, because I was searching if anybody on YouTube was talking about these bizarre videos that I really wanted to break down and be like, why is this appealing to people? Like, they have so many followers and what they're doing is really like gross and weird. So I love that. I felt like I was living my Chad, Anna Marie fantasy. Like, I love the girlies in commentary. I met Anna Marie at VidCon. She's so nice. So in that video specifically, I felt like I was really giving commentary girly, which is so much fun. I want to do more of it. I really, really do. I never want to put my main channel on the back burner. I love doing nostalgia videos. I love doing cartoon reviews, but I just wish there was more time in the day. I want to make all different types of content. This is truly all I want to be doing. This is going at the tippy top of should have 100K views because I think this is the perfect blend of commentary and nostalgia, because I was talking about a specific social media app that does not exist anymore. It exists in a disgusting, terrible form, but it doesn't exist anymore. When I say I went on Rumble, it's not the alt-right one. It was RUMBL.me. It was a completely separate app. They both exist at the same time and they were different. Somebody on TikTok got into an argument with me. It was the most bizarre interaction I ever had in my life, because I was just being like, oh, okay, like I understand why you misunderstood what I said, but it's not that app. They had the same name, like Portland, Maine and Portland, Oregon is the example I gave. And this guy's like, I won't be gaslit, and I'm not arguing with a bisexual on Pride Month. I'm like, huh? And then they blocked me. I was like, huh? That was an interesting interaction. That was one of those times where I felt enlightened because somebody got mad at me, and usually I would spiral about somebody getting mad at me, but this is one of those times where I'm like, I could truly just be chilling and people could find reasons, you know? So at this point, I can try to avoid people being mad at me, but it is inevitable. And that's pretty cool. A fact of life I have to accept, but not enjoy. So this is going at the very tippy top of should have 100K views, because I loved taking that blast from the past, seeing where I was at that point in my life, entering contests on this app that had the comment prompt before TikTok even did. They had a unique angle, but then well, I don't want to spoil the video. It's a journey, and it's such a weird, small community on the internet that no one knew about. I had this one comment underneath that video that was like, I've always wanted to know about the lore of you. This is the video that I really wanted to see, like, how did you get into content creation? And I don't know, that comment really made me laugh. My VidCon vlog, it's good because I like de-glamorizing some aspects of being a YouTuber, and there is like a lot of insecurity that comes with it. There was a legitimate stalking situation. I knew this person before, which is why it took me so long to identify it as like legitimate stalking, but they like stayed at the hotel and were starting to get really emotional and threatening, being like, where were you? When we never had plans to hang out, when I made it really clear I needed space from this person. That was like kind of a scary situation. This isn't a video where I'm like, yay! Like, it was real. I really wish that VidCon panned out differently, especially because I was so excited. It was my first time being invited, and I hope they invite me again. I really need a redo. It was the most anxious I've ever been. I got like a really terrible phone call updating me about something that happened in my family. That was probably the lowest my mental health was in all of 2025, and the fact that I made a vlog about it, I don't know how to feel about that. I don't even think it's bad. Like, I rewatch it and I'm like, oh wow, like I really held my head up high and was trying to make the most out of it despite what happened. I'm like kind of getting emotional talking about this. What the fuck? I thought I moved past this. Oh, okay. I don't dislike the video, but I can't say I like it either. Like, I'll try to make the best out of a shitty situation, but I'm not gonna be like, it went great. It didn't. There was good parts. I can appreciate the good parts for what they were, but I'm not going to pretend like it was perfect. And I feel like a lot of people pretend everything's perfect, and that's not healthy either. I'm not sure if I should have posted it. It's even called I did VidCon wrong. I didn't do shit. How is it my fault? I'm like kind of pissed at myself. I did VidCon wrong. I should be like, I was stalked at VidCon, but I felt like I was being like overly dramatic, but like that is what the fuck happened. Sorry. Oh my God. The wing murals, I think I'm gonna put that in should have 100K views. Hot take. I love critiquing art critics. I just unearthed this blog writer that was like, do not commission artists to do this because they don't wanna. It's like, let the artists speak for themselves. Like, you don't want to. It sounds like you don't want to. And I especially think like the pretension of saying like this is not art. I had that little bop at the end. The only thing that's not art is AI. The only thing that's not art is AI. And it's true. I feel like there's a certain level of sharing your preference that's helpful and, you know, wanted. And then there's another level of I've just seen, not necessarily lolcow, it hasn't gone that far, but the amount of people that will dunk on artists, whether they're beginners or not. It's just so disgusting. Stop trying to discourage people from making art. We need art that is life-changing. We need art that's great. We need art that's bad. We need human-made art now more than ever. And the people that really put down artists put such a bad taste in my mouth. That's gonna go ahead of the Biohazard Bowls. At the risk of tooting my own horn, which is what this entire video is, I want to put ranking my silly songs and should have 100k views. And it's funny because I put the other ranking one in like, oh, well, it's unrealistic that this would have 100k views. I don't give a fuck if it's unrealistic that this silly songs one gets to 100k views. I just really like encouraging people to put out their art at whatever stage it's in. There are so many people who are so scared that their thing is going to go viral for the wrong reason. Anybody that's leaving comments that's telling you to quit or that you suck, it says more about them than it says about you. And it's like, I'm not saying that every piece of art is perfect and there's no room for growth, but you can't grow without trying. And again, posting the art is not for everyone at any stage. Like, there are some people that they have their own boundaries where they're like, listen, at this stage of my journey, I don't want people to see this. It's not there yet. I respect that too. I just want to see more things that are in the process. And I hope that there are people that are brave enough to share that, because it is brave. That is going to go at the bottom of should have 100k views, because that's more of a ego trip. I'm a very nostalgic person. This journey of mine, musically, video making, I rewatch things from 2022, like Feralton album. And that, at this point, is 4 years ago. Whoa, okay. Ew. The Amazing Digital Circus episode 6 breakdown, I'm going to put that in ooh, I like, ahead of the 2024 ranking and underneath the snoots. I like it. I don't think it should be at 100k views. If it does, I mean, I'm not mad about it. But it's a good one. It's a good one. I think that what I really need to do is have a giant second channel Amazing Digital Circus retrospective once it's all completed this year. It's going to be completed this year. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. I've been also having stress dreams about the Amazing Digital Circus every single night since 2026 started. I had a dream that they had a theatrical release, but then all of a sudden I was in the circus. I had another dream where Ragatha was replaced solely by evil Ragatha, and then there was this amazing evil Kane laugh. Oh my god. I had so many fucking dreams about the Amazing Digital Circus. I'm not normal. I'm different. I'm weird. I'm a weirdo. There's the Gary's version of Take Me to Snurch. That should have 100k views. I'm sorry. I know it's a shit post, but it's a really good shit post. I'm gonna put that shit ahead of the Wings mural. That is the type of thing where in the back of my head, I was like, this would be great if this blew up. Because it's just so silly. It's so fun. It brings me so much joy. Meow, 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 meow. Yeah, I want to do more stupid shit. 4 more videos left. Where did the time go? I was predicting how people will make future YouTuber apologies. I was really inspired. I was really not inspired. Find another word. The Ned Fulmer podcast. I couldn't get off that little brain loop because I was just fascinated by the nerve of some people. Fascinated. That's a good word. And I think it's a really fun video. I like the approach I took because everyone wants to break down why an apology sucks, and I want to keep predicting because I accidentally predicted the ukulele apology. As you know, I've mentioned in that video. I mentioned it in a video before. No need to rehash that. You should just check out that video. And I think it should get 100k views. I know, I'm sorry. I'm going to stop apologizing. I'm not sorry. I just realized that I am repeating myself. I don't mean to. If I didn't feel proud of videos, I wouldn't put them out, you know? So this one is gonna go ahead of Take Me to Snurch. I like this one. I like this one a lot. I really do think you should check out the drama one and make your own predictions in the comments. How do you think somebody is gonna make an apology? Not what are they apologizing for? How do you think a YouTuber will surprise us with how out of touch they are next? It's fun. Not really fun, but you know, interesting. Comic-Con was everything I was hoping VidCon would be. Oh my gosh, wait a second. Pardon my reach. I gotta grab something. I made Dazzle runes to give out as Lady in the Leaves, and I just cannot believe I gave out like almost 20 of them. Wait, here we go. It looks better. Here, look at it from here. I just loved meeting so many of you. I think it was my best vlog I ever did because I kind of did it similar-ish format to the Great Wolf Lodge video in that I green screened myself and I had myself talking with the clip, so it's less scattered, a little bit more organized. It's a vlog. It's not the type of thing that I ever expect to blow up. It's just a nice update on events for you guys, and I do like making the vlogs. I hope I can continue to make them, and especially when I'm doing cosplays like that. 4 different cosplays for 4 days. I'm not sure if I could do that again. I think if I get invited to Comic-Con again, I'll do 3 different cosplays, and then the Sunday, I'm going to freaking relax. I'll go to the convention center, but I'll be as Athena. Tippy top of who I like, not at should have 100k views. Not yet. These next 2 videos, I made it collabs with my main channel, Athena P, because that's how much I love these videos, where I was like, I really want to sneak it on the recommended page of, you know, everyone who is subscribed to me, because I just think they're that good. One of them is about how I got this guy right here. Oh my gosh. This journey, this is the only vlog-ish vlog that I've ever made that I think should be at 100k views, and that's going at the tippy top of 100k views, because it's truly a part 2 to the Great Wolf Lodge adventure. We are driving to Virginia! It's a 7-hour drive. I just love having a piece of Great Wolf Lodge here. I mean, owning an animatronic is a big deal to me. I never thought I'd be able to, and the stars aligned, and it's so cool. God, it's so cool. Every time I come down here into my office, I'm always like, hey guy. I always have to say hi to that guy. Always. I pay respect. He's a star. He's from the Clock Tower show. Ever heard of it? A beauty. He also really freaked me out the first night we brought him in. I don't know why I couldn't sleep. I'm very excited about this raccoon, but I have a very real fear that it's haunted. It looks like there's an 1,000-year-old man living in there. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? I just had so much adrenaline. 7-hour drive one day, 7-hour drive the next, and then he definitely has an aura. He has an aura, and now I'm used to it. Now we're chill. Now we're fine. But it took me a second. Tippy top, this last video that I posted New Year's Eve. So for some people, it was the first video they actually watched in 2026, which is a huge honor. Thank you so much. I just love encouraging people to watch good art. Great art. The Elephant on HBO Max. If you didn't know, you should. If you don't have HBO Max, borrow a friend's. Try and find a way to watch this. This is the one time I encourage legal viewing, just because I want the creators to get those views so that Adult Swim, HBO Max, all of these companies get encouraged to take chances. It was a very more intellectual breakdown than I'm used to. The audio from one of the things I said ended up in like an inspirational edit on Tumblr, which also meant the world to me. I'm glad that resonated with people. I really feel like nowadays, because there's so much out of our control, it's easy to think that everything is out of our control, and it's not like that. There are some things that really weigh heavily because there's not much we can do in certain situations, but in terms of being the person that you want to be, you have all the control in that. Like, take control of your healing, how you want to grow, the steps you can take in growing. I was so glad that I could get that message out there too, and especially one in entering a new year, because it's a time of reflection, and I'm definitely thinking a lot. Maybe I'm thinking a little bit too much. One of the things I want to do is to stop overthinking, and here I am overthinking some things. I will never not overthink cartoons. Come on now. But I had so much fun with this one. I'm gonna put it a little bit underneath the Rizzle one, just because that was a big deal for me to talk about. Anyway, watch The Elephant. Guys, I ranked all of my main channel videos from 2025 and all of my second channel videos from 2025. I'm trying to find new ways to say the same things I said already. I love doing this. I gotta go. I'm watching Cyber Chase. Bye! See you in the next one. Bye!